Women can't find liberal men to date them by Alteori. We've watched a previous video of her, which had a similar topic. And now we're gonna watch this one. I'm gonna be honest. The reason why... So here's the thing, right? It's not that women couldn't find liberal men to date. They can't find men that are liberal. They find men that are liberal. They just don't want to date them. Because the problem is that the things they are looking for are not in liberal men. You will not see a masculine, you know, all those usual traits that women desire. You won't find those in liberal men because a lot of liberal men are more feminine and are more, what's the word? More leaning towards like something androgynous. I'm gonna straight up say it. That's the problem. They want men that look like Republicans but have liberal viewpoints, and those just they separate each other. It is what it is.
There's anything harder than finding a liberal boyfriend. Where is he?
He's a girl.
Why is it so hard finding a liberal?
He's a girl. He's a girl. Yeah. Or that. Liberal men. Wait, are you just saying that liberal men are trans women? Is that what you were saying with that clip? The air you breathe is dying, so you take in 50 billion of dead air every second. Feel better? Nah.
Man in 2025. Like, it's literally like finding a gold coin. I finally found one tonight, and he unmatched with me on Tinder. Like, mid-conversation, it said unmatched. So you know what, Jack? Fuck you. And I hope you see this, because you were the love of my life. We were talking about Claro, politics, Wii Sports, and then you unadded with me.
I don't know, maybe you were a little too clingy or something. So I still sound like
maybe you were, you know what's a red flag? When they live and breathe politics. That's when it's a red flag. That's when it's, when you're yapping. If you're yapping in private conversations with me about politics, I'm as good as gone. It's just like, if the topic gives it, sure, but if all you can think of is, if you're politics brain, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I'm tired, because I am. And I've seen this trend. There's a lot of videos that are talking
Yeah, that Fox woman sounds sick.
about liberal men or liberal women. I don't know, but it's all over TikTok. And I'm wondering, is this a thing? Some of these posts were from 2020, and I get it. Like, I don't really... When I started looking for a person, the first thing that was on my mind wasn't, oh wow, what are your politics? And I get that's really important if you're going to be with someone long term. But my first thing is this a decent person? Do I find him attractive? Is he nice to me? Is he respectful to his family? Does he have good values?
That's true though, yeah. Yeah, the politics part, it comes up like, to be fair, I think, would it rather be politics? Would it more so be morals? Because, like, I think people confuse that kind of... Which is, like, eh. But the thing is, if the first thing you're looking for is somebody with if their politics align with you, you might be cooked. Then just because their politics align does not mean everything else does. That's not the first thing you should look for in a partner. If that's the first thing you look for, good night.
The things that I find most important before we move on to the next step, which is, do you want kids? Do you like animals? Do you like video games? Because it's a really big one to me. If you don't like animals, you're out. If you don't like video games, you're out. I don't even mind dating extroverts because I have, but if I was looking for a date, or I really wasn't looking because people just fall into your life. Well, my main thing is, are you super clingy? Introverts can be clingy too. Then after we get past all of that, then we start talking about, hey, what do you think about these issues? And you know what I and a lot of women who are normal and functional end up doing? We accept
normal and functional. So you're saying these women are not? Possibly.
At the differences in the people that we date. We look at them and we say, hey, he's accepting me for some of my differences. Let me accept him for some of his differences. That's how it usually works. But when your whole life revolves around politics and nothing else, understandably, maybe right and left people are not going to be okay with it. I think it's interesting to find someone who has some kind of middle ground and can see things outside of politics. It would be funny because there's a lot of people I find that are liberal that are with conservative men or are more attracted to conservative men. It's like they hate the politics of the person, but they're like, but damn though, all the super masculine guys that I like just happen to be conservative. So then you gotta wonder,
Yeah, who would have guessed that men who lean into their more masculine side tend to be more conservative? Who would have guessed?
why are all these left-leaning men, if they can't find them, where are they? I mean, call me crazy, but maybe the guy isn't as left-leaning as you think he is. Or the women who claim that they want these men, when they get with them, realize, yeah, I'm not really into this person because he's liberal like me, but then to be that way, you have to fit this box that everyone wants to put you in. And that means you don't have a backbone and you can't talk to your wife when you disagree with her with something and say, hey, I don't like that. That makes me feel uncomfortable. So then they just leave or they cheat because respect all women until they just can't take it anymore. Or maybe, and this is a conversation that I had with my husband, and it's crazy, but he might be right. Maybe what you think is conservative really isn't. It's just that you're super radical that everyone else to you looks conservative.
You are saying basically that these people ran so far to the left that everything that is just a little bit away from that is considered conservative. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. I mean, I know a lot of centrists, like people who like both talking points from both sides, and they pick and choose what they like. But they're still lumped in into as conservative, even though they're not. For example, I think one example I could bring up is definitely Shoe on Head. People call Shoe on Head a conservative. Shoe on Head is not conservative.
For example, me. I technically, after I took the test, am liberal, center liberal. And my husband is more on the conservative side of things. But the thing is, a lot of his ideologies are actually pretty.
When I did a test like that, it came out as center right. When Frog did that test, it came out as fully right. So I'm in the eyes of these people, I would probably not be as bad as my woman. That is crazy.
Reasonable, like, oh, he's okay with this and he's okay with this. You'd think he was moderate or center as well. But like, if I talk to the average liberal, like, me and them can have like 99% of things in common, but the minute I tell them, yeah, I own firearms, now I'm far right. Or, you know, like, if I tell them, yeah, I'm all about diversity, I don't think you should put down white people, I'm ultra far right. If I tell them, yes,
you're essentially white supremacist. Terrible day to live in.
I believe it's okay to be trans, but you shouldn't be bullying people into saying what name you are because people can't read your mind. They don't know who you are. So if they look at you, which is what human beings have been doing since the dawn of time, and address you as, oh.
I think that trans people cannot complain about being misgendered. They cannot. They cannot. If you look like a man, you sound like a man, people will confuse you for a man, and that's okay. You can correct them if they follow it, cool. If they do not, it is what it is. Can't force them. I'm in fact saying that if somebody purposefully misgenders you, they do. What are you gonna do? Crash out? Won't change a thing. Move on. Literally, move on. There's nothing you can do, just move on. Move on with your life.
hello, madam, or hello, sir, you shouldn't just try to get them fired. Oh, no, you're transphobic. And, like, all the things that you would say, like, would I believe, you know, the definition of liberalism is you are very tolerant to people of different walks of life and different things. You'd think that those would be understandable, but to the point where it borders on being intolerant and bigoted, these people will come after you that claim that they're liberal, but they aren't really truly liberal because they are so intolerant. And they will call you far right. Like, people have called me far right. I am an atheist and I am pro-choice and I'm okay with the vaccinations and stuff, but I also believe in body autonomy where, you know, you shouldn't force someone to put something in their body that they don't want to put in their body because their body, their choice. That also goes to the vaccines. Like, it's just really weird, and people will come to me and be like, ugh, you don't fit every single neat little corner.
But isn't that a classic thing, right? Isn't that just a general issue? You don't perfectly fit in, so you're not that. It's like what I've recently seen is, for example, big example is there's a lady on TikTok who says she's not a feminist, right? She says she wants to be a housewife, she's married young, all that stuff, right? And people say to her that this lifestyle is anti-feminist and evil and bad. But I thought that this entire movement is about women being able to make their own choice, to decide what path they want to go, right? Do they want to go career path? Do they want to be a housewife? Maybe a little bit of both? Whatever it is, right? Whatever they want to do. But then I realized that this mob essentially is just, yes, you can do what you want, but only the way that we want, only what we deem is okay. And that's where when I realized this movement isn't at all fighting for women. It's just fighting for a particular ideology. Nothing at all. Nothing else.
The box, so you're not, hey, you're a center liberal or a centrist, or maybe you're not as liberal as me. No, you're far right, all the way over there with freaking super Putin and the church of the people who drank the Kool-Aid and step on the snakes and stuff. Yep, you're all with them. And so that might be the case. There must be some kind of misconstruing.
Liberal be like, oh, I also own firearms. Other liberal be like, oh, so you're part of the KKK. That is basically what is happening here.
Going on, because if I'm getting treated like that with a lot of people, even people I've been friends with for a long time, that claim they're disappointed in me because, God forbid, a short girl have firearms to protect herself if someone wants to yoink her in the night and spread her body in the forest, because I understand and also say I am not as strong physically as a dude. So if he's coming at me with the knife or something else, I need something to level the playing field. I need a way to defend myself because the cops can't spawn to my area. That's even if I can get to my phone while I'm being freaking chased. Apparently, that's really, really bad. Like, so I don't know, could be that these women did find left-leaning boyfriends, but they're not radical, and that's why they're like, oh, they're just conservative. So if they say one thing that doesn't fit in their neat little box and what they think all people on the left are supposed.
I just think that they don't find liberal men attractive. I just think they don't find liberal men attractive. I think that's what it really is. I think that the problem is that they can't find liberal men. I think that the problem is that they can't find liberal men that they can date. I don't even think that they're not radical enough, because I definitely know liberal men that are certainly more radical. It's just like they can't find men that are liberal that also have these attractive traits that our monkey brain generally is attracted to.
Be, then they're deemed conservative, which is really weird because there's also conservatism and there's also being Republican, and those are two different things. Like, you can be Republican and not be conservative and vice versa. You can be left and not moderate, and there's different things. And if it's anything being a liberal has taught me, or that we know about being liberal, is there are people of so many different...
It's just like a black and white thinking. It's just that. It's just like, you're either this or you're that. You can't have talking points from the other side, or actually even agree with the other side. You're just monkeying around, that's all. Pretty much. Well, people can't comprehend that.
Walks and life experiences. Nobody fits into one box. You can't just have one label that fits absolutely every single thing. You're always going to have variances within that thing. And I don't think that people who are making these videos claiming that they can't find these boyfriends are taking that into account. They want everyone to be robots. Then date a robot, program one, or buy those thousands of dollars of things where you can program.
Just get an AI boyfriend, I guess. Problem solved. There's literally Reddits for it. Just get an AI boyfriend. I see no issue.
Them to be exactly what you want them to be. There you go. Oh, but that doesn't get you moist. So then therein lies the problem. You cannot be, you can't be pleased.
Hi, quick question. Where is everyone?
In the most literal term possible. In the most literal term possible. You cannot be pleased.
Finding liberal men, specifically someone from Florida. Okay, thank you.
Oh, in the gay bars.
He isn't wrong. He isn't wrong. Gay men are usually more liberal. Sure. Not always, not always. There are conservative gay men. But, yeah, he's wrong. What are you reacting to? That women can't find liberal men to date.
Yeah. You can go find them at the fucking Sassy Saddle.
Wow, that's not nice. I mean, there is a stereotype going around. It's probably why people feel that. And maybe that's why a lot of liberal women that I've met and these people...
Biggest problem is to find a man who's not a liberal and wants to have 3+ kids. Wait, now you struggle... Wait, this lady says she struggles with finding a man that is not liberal and also wants to have a lot of kids.
These videos, and I also see they...
But 3 kids in this economy? I mean... Woman wants 4, so I guess it must be in this economy.
They also don't, they say they want them, but they really don't. When they read books, when they go after the men they go after, that's not who they're going after. And I'm wondering why. Maybe some of them are wondering why. I think a lot of people do know, but I think the reason why women often go for more conservative type dudes is because... I don't know. This might upset some people, but they kind of treat women like women. Like, I'm not saying liberal guys don't, but they're more on equal footing. Like, I had one of my guy friends, you know, before, like years ago, and he got upset because his father was still paying for his sister's phone bill, even though she's still living with her parents, and he's upset because his dad's...
Basically, what you're saying is that more conservative guys allow women to take over the role of the woman. Is basically what you're saying. And for liberal men, that's not entirely the case, right? It's like an equal thing, right? We both make the decisions, we both pay, and so far, and so on. We share everything, right? 50-50. That's why I say, women saying they want 50-50, they're a fucking liar. You don't want 50-50. Because if you had the option 50-50 or your man pays for everything, you would definitely pick the man who pays for everything. It just makes sense. Using dating apps. No, as far as I'm aware, Alteori is married.
Like, you need to get out and get a job. I'm guessing his dad was conservative or whatever. But he's like, yeah, dude, you need to go out and get a job. Yeah, but you're still paying for my sister's phone and doing everything for her. Like, why, you know, we should be treated equally, yada, yada. Your sister's studying to be a doctor and she's a girl. He got upset because he believes things should be equal. And I understand that. That's his preference. He's also, you know, I love him. He's my friend. But He's also the same guy who I've been telling for years, hey, stop simping for that girl that you go over her house almost every day so you can do her chores and rub her feet, and she does not like you that way. After you're rubbing her feet, her boyfriend will come in and see you there and be like, oh, hey, what's up, so-and-so? He doesn't even see you as a threat. And then she kicks you out so she can screw her boyfriend. And she knows you like her, and you give her money on top. Like, it's just weird. Like, this is why people say, okay, there's a stereotype. And then girls like this will look at, they say that they want something, but then their actions and who they go after is the complete opposite. The top 2% or 10% men that they find attractive, that they would drop their little britches for.
Yep, that is the problem. That's what I'm saying. Also, when people say women are better communicators, I don't think that's actually the case. I think men communicate less, but when men do in fact communicate, it's oftentimes very clear what is wanted, and what I think men are more blunt in communication. It's more clearer, more obvious what is wanted. For women, I feel like that's oftentimes not the case. Also, yes, women complain. I find that funny, right? They complain that they, like, meet all these fuckboys and narcissists and stuff like that. By the way, I think about 3% of the entire population are narcissists. And a lot of women claim that they have dated narcissists. By the way, those 3% include women. So it's probably less for men. The harsh truth is, maybe the guy is shit. But maybe your choices are just equally as shit. Maybe you picked the shit person. But that's also on you. That you pick that shit person. Just saying. I reacted to Karen vs. Cobbs, hilarious and dumb. Oh yeah, I reacted to this one video with this woman who said she had a business multiple times. And tried to, I don't know, somehow push the... What's the word? Push the cops of letting her go because she had a business. Stealing your friend's boyfriend, wow. I do not understand men that stick around for a woman that does not want them. I do not understand. I don't. And you still treat her. You basically want to treat her like your girlfriend. You are essentially oftentimes also treating her like your girlfriend. But she's not doing the same for you, which is just so weird. I believe 20% of women around the world are Karens. I think the Karen transformation happens at like 30. There are no 20-year-old Karens. I feel like it may happen, but like it happens like in the 30s.
Those are the rich guys who just happen to lean conservative and expect a woman to be in a traditional gender role. What does that mean? No, you don't have to wear a dress. No, you don't have to not ever work a day in your life.
I don't like this dude. This dude is insanely pick-me. I see this dude oftentimes on TikTok, and bro is insanely pick-me.
This guy looks like the guy from Shameless. Or the bear, what's his name again? Carmi. Yeah, looks like him a little bit. But yeah, they do expect their women to have respect for them. They do want to protect their women and provide for their women. And I guess that kind of framing feeds directly into the archetypal idea of masculinity, which is a biological thing because women still go after that. As much as they don't like to admit it, when they even do admit it, they get mad because they're like, I hate that I always fall into the situation. I go after guys like this. Why do I find them more attractive? It's because you're hardwired to. You're literally fighting against what
You're essentially trying to fight against your own biology, but your own biology says, nah, bro. This is what you like. The lizard brain is telling you this.
What you're biologically inclined to do. I'm not saying every single person's like that, but we all like masculine men that will go out there and fight for us. We all like men that will pick us up and say, no, I got this. You go over there and you look pretty and let me take care of you. We all love men like that. Like, I'm a very independent person. I can figure out how to do things myself. Can I do them as well as my husband can do them? Probably not. But it is funny when I'm doing something, I start a project, and my husband's probably like, okay, you're probably going to mess this up because you don't have as much experience as me. But even things that we both don't have experience in, he will say, this is why you have a husband. Move aside. I got this, baby. And I'm like, damn. I could do it myself, though. He's like, go sit down. And of course, I'm like, that's my man. My man. Like,
Yeah, female instinct take over pretty much. Yeah, that's literally what it is. And I feel like it's not bad. Women want to make this like, it's like bad, it's like controlling, it's like not having trust, or like not taking them seriously. No, that's not what it is. We just like to take care of you. Let me take care of you. It's not like that. It's not like, oh, you're incompetent, so I'm gonna do it. That's not what it is.
I don't have to lift a finger. Like, even if I'm doing it myself, he will come in and be, that's disgusting. What? He's eating that dude. Oh my God. That was fucking nasty, bro. I did not want to, I didn't know that's what was in there. But anyway, where was I? Yeah. So people want that person with that kind of masculinity. It looks nice. Can liberal men be masculine? Sure. But the kind of liberal men that are showcased on...
The problem is that when they show masculine liberal men, they show you Hassan Piker. They literally, I don't remember the clip. Or maybe actually I do remember the clip. There was a, it's just like, they show you Hassan Piker and say like, he's a liberal man in a Republican body. I'm like, the fuck you're saying? The fuck you're saying? No, he's not. No, he's not. Ugh.
A lot on media, especially like on TikTok and stuff. They're the kind of men that were like, you need to respect her, man. You need, like, and it's a bad representation, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Like, I've met some left-leaning guys that are pretty masculine guys, you know, like, they're not all, well, whatever. Look, that's probably what's going on. And it's funny because one of the clips that I showed earlier, the guy completely unmatched her. He could be lying. There's a lot of men that probably say that they're more left-leaning than they really...
Yeah, there was a guy on TikTok saying that he, essentially he was saying that he acts liberal so he can sleep with women. And then, slowly, he'll show his true colors, which are conservative. Now, you may probably thinking, this is a white dude. No, it's not. It's a black man doing this. He's doing what some would call God's work. It's crazy. It is crazy when Hogan was saying, I then slowly change and like I show my true colors that I'm conservative. I was like, bro, that is an evil mastermind.
They are, because they want to sleep with women. And when that's all women care about, of course, a lot of them are going to be like, oh, yeah, respect all women, you know, and then you end up with guys like the blue-haired guy that everyone talked about whose wife left him, who apparently...
The blue-haired guy, she's talking about destiny. She is talking about destiny here. Goodbye, thanks for the intel. Goodbye, take care. Oh, also you're doing better. Yeah, destiny. Destiny. The guy who got cucked, who looked really sad when his wife was dancing with another dude. And then bro was cucked by a French twink, apparently, as far as I'm concerned.
He claims that, oh, you should respect women and do whatever, but he does anything but behind closed doors and in front, as people found out.
Yeah, didn't he do revenge corn? Didn't he record? I'm not talking about when he was sucking somebody else's, you know, the gayest shit I've ever seen. But he essentially recorded a woman without her consent.
Out. So there is that. I think, honestly, it's silly for people to obsess over politics. Like, he needs to be liberal. He needs to be like, if that's what's most important to you, like ultra most important to you, like that's the most central like meaning to your life, maybe dating isn't for you, because it's gonna end up getting in the way unless you find someone who is just as radical as you and that is super important to them. maybe dating isn't for you. Just saying. And some of these people I've met, that is literally the entire purpose of their life. And then they'll say, I just give up. I'm not going to be out here for these men, as if you're making men lose out. They're just going to find someone else.
They're going to find somebody. They're probably going to find somebody else. And it probably will be easier than being big for nothing. True. It's like Destiny. Hair isn't dark brown, but it was blue at one point. I'm pretty sure it was blue at one point.
And then what's rough to me is, like, they'll have girls that will be like, okay, you don't want him, I'll take him. Hey, I'll fit those gender roles to be taken care of and treated like a princess. Oh yeah. And then those same girls that will say, I don't want those conservative men, or I don't want those masculine type men, they will be the same ones looking at those girls are like, I do. You're a pick-me. Like, what?
You're a pick-me? Or in a few years, they go onto some website, right? Mostly TikTok, and be like, where have all the good men gone? Where are all the good men? Well, here's an answer for both men and women. When they asked, where have all the good men gone? Where have all the good women gone? Here's your answer to that question. That they know the shitty situation with the dating market. They found somebody and they got the fuck out of here. The good men took the good women that were ready to get into a long-term relationship early on. The good men and women, they were off the market the moment they hit the market. The moment they were available is the moment that we're gone. Most of the time. That is just what it is. So here you have it. The good men have taken the good women. If you are single, unmarried, in your 30s or 40s, that is not on the men and also not on the women. Depending on your gender. That is on you. 100%. I believe that 100%. That is self-inflicted. Because if you're such a catch, why are you unmarried in your late 30s? If you're such a catch, then you aren't a catch.
You're literally out here complaining that you're not getting picked. And then you're upset that another girl is more the speed of what those guys want. And then you get mad at her for going after what she wants. And guys like that as well. And the girl is exercising her independence and freedom to choose the mate she wants. And you're saying she's a pick-me when you're out here asking to be picked, begging even to be picked. I just find that really funny. And this is why people give us women the stereotype that we don't know what we want. They'll say, I want a masculine guy. I'm really into that. I want a dude who'll take care of me, who's good and bad and does all these things. Okay, he gives you all of that, provides for you, does everything that you want. Oh, I gotta cook for him? I gotta do things for him as well? Oh, no. Nope, that is not what I want. I'm supposed to do his laundry. I don't have a job. He works 60 hours a week, but I'm supposed to have food ready and keep the place clean while he's busting his ass at his construction job or whatever he's doing. No. That's not no.
Basically, but I think that also, again, that goes for both at times. It actually does go for both at times, at least for Zoomers. I don't know for millennial women, but for Zoomers at least. You want all the fun without all the responsibility. And that's not going to work. A relationship is a combined effort, not a one-way street. You can't ask one party to do everything while the other one just sits around and does nothing. Sorry. If you're at home and he goes to work, you take care of the house. It's as simple as that. If she works more and you work less, you're also gonna do some chores. It is what it is. It's a collected effort. If both of you work, both of you do chores. It's as simple as that. Easy.
Oh, what am I, his mother? What am I, a slave? Like, this is the kind of...
Yeah, that's also what I've heard. I'm not his mom. Well, then he doesn't have to pay for everything, right? He's not your father. Your father does that. That's like the thing. that's why I'm saying, like, when these women say, like, oh, modern men want a mother. Well, that is technically kind of true, in a way. When they are working and you are at home, you do the chores. Essentially what a mother usually would do anyways. Because eventually, you're gonna have kids, and then you have to do it anyways, but for your kid.
The thing, and then these guys are like, okay, so you just want to be selfish and entitled. I'm not into that. You see these bigots? You see, they don't respect women, and then this is where this whole divide comes in, and people can't really live, you know? And yeah, so when people say that, it's not that we're trying to be mean. It's you don't know what you want, or you're very selfish, or you have no idea what even dating the opposite sex.
I do think, Sarah, that is a modern problem, the selfish aspect. I would argue this is a modern issue in general. There is a lot of people who are incredibly self-centered, that everything they do is in the moment what feels good. Everything is done with only themselves in mind. Even, like, having children, or in this case, not having children, is out of a selfish need. So yes, people are incredibly self-centered nowadays.
Entails
Anything harder than finding a liberal boyfriend. Where is he? Where is he? Who of my people? Are you guys having liberal boyfriends? Who is liberal boyfriend? Raise your hand. Where's your five? It's such a problem for me. It really is. It really is a problem. And if you don't understand why it's a problem, you just don't get it. Not even a liberal, like, maybe like a Democrat, like a registered Democrat. I just want to find a dude that voted for Kamala Harris.
Bro, if that's all you want to look for, I think I speak for conservative and I think I speak for right-wing men, left-wing men, and centrist men. That if the first question you ask is, what are your politics? Most of us are gonna grab our things. We're probably gonna stay the date, you know, out of respect, out of, you know, being nice. Then we're gonna leave and block you. I think I speak for most men when I say, when that's your first question, we're out.
I'm really struggling. I know 70 million people voted for her, so there's got to be one that is attractive and my type.
Isn't this confirming it? Isn't this confirming what I said earlier? They can find liberal men. They just don't find them attractive.
In the general vicinity.
Honey, you did not come on here and just say you want a guy who voted for... No way, stop.
Share with you a very simple story, which is that I went home one day and I said, well, why are conservatives bad, Mommy? Because I thought we were supposed to conserve things. I couldn't reconcile it. Now I can. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context. I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun. I did not know that. If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that. But my staff will deal with that later. Round and round. I do believe that we should have rightly believed, but we certainly believe that certain issues are just settled. Certain issues are just settled.
People voted for this. Like, both options are not particularly great, but people voted for this.
I think we can agree that people from all sides of the aisle, including liberal people, were like, yeah, we'll forgive you if you didn't. So maybe not lead with that.
Beware of liberal men. They are just as dangerous as the super conservative ones, because
They're Oh yes, by the way, you can't date liberal men either. They're just as dangerous. So you don't basically become lesbian. But here's a fun fact. A lot of crime statistics involving same-sex relationships with women are 3 to 4, or 4 to 5, in some cases 4 to 5 times higher than in heterosexual relationships and men-on-man action. Here's a fun fact. Apparently, emotional abuse is reported to up like 60% of the time between lesbian relationships. If I think about it, I think like sexual altercations are like up to almost 50. Divorce rate is 72%. Yeah, I don't think men are the problem sometimes.
Those men are telling you they're using feminism against you. Feminism is about choice, but they're literally saying, well, you want it to be equal. Okay, go ahead and pay for your own shit. Go ahead and pay. Okay, you want it to be equal. Well, go ahead and work. Why do I have to take care of you? Why do I have to spend money? Why do I have to pay for things? You want to be equal? You can be equal. While we are still not equal in society, in any society across.
We're not. Interesting. Very
highly interesting. Can you name me a law? Can you name me something that I can do that you can't? I can name you things. I can name you things that I can that you can. For example, here in Germany, not that I would ever do this, but this is just an example. When a woman exposes herself in public, she cannot be charged. The police will get her, but she cannot be charged. If I would expose myself in public, I'm going to jail. I find that very interesting. Let's look at court. Which gender is treated favorably? Ah, yes, women. Men face double the punishment for the same crimes. Men also have a harder time getting to see their children. Yeah. We are not equal. True. She isn't wrong. We are not equal. How about we equalize that?
very interesting. Does this woman live in the Middle East somewhere in one of those countries where people can have 16 wives and they don't have rights? Like, and then it's the cope with some people.
And what was it? You can't dance in public. That's gonna get you to jail.
It's not liberal men. The conservatives are masking themselves. A true liberal man must understand that injustice continue and supports a woman's choices and rights. However, he still wants to protect and provide for his woman and support her in whatever she desires. You mean worship and serve her like a slave? Because that's what this is giving me.
Those are not liberal men. They are toxic conservatives masking themselves as liberals. A true liberal man understands that injustice supports a woman, a woman's choices and rights. However, he still wants to protect and provide for his woman and support her in whatever she desires. But what wasn't okay. Wasn't that the issue? Isn't that controlling? Aren't you saying that? Weren't you guys saying that we're mansplaining? Like, the problem is that you want us to help, but you don't want us to help. Basically, what this comes down to: protect me physically and give me money. But while I don't have to do anything at all. When I read this, this sounds more like these women want to be hookers than anything else. That's what it sounds like. Every time she said equal, she said equal. Equal? I don't know. I think equality does not exist. It can never exist, because equality can only exist among equals. Most people are not equal. Most men are not equal. Most women are not equal to each other. It just is what it is, because we're different. We had different life experience. We took different paths. The only way to make everyone equal is to essentially nuke down the system. Everyone does the same. Everyone learns the same. Everyone gets the same grades, the same pay. Everything's the same. Same personality, same interests. That technically you would achieve absolute equality when everyone is the same. Just as best, just same hair color, same weight, everything the same. That is just not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. I would even argue that equality of opportunity is not achievable. You can get fairly close, I would say, but you'll never achieve it fully. Because again, I do not have the same, even, like, you would have to have the same experience to have the same opportunities. But that's never going to happen. And that's okay. That is okay. What was that one song? We have to celebrate our differences? Wasn't it that?
If you are equal in all things, then why wouldn't you want to go 50-50? Like, if I'm dating someone who believes women are just as equal as men, then it makes sense. We protect each other, but we also share in things. I'm not going to sit here and expect it to just be lavished and taken care of, and he covers 100% of the cost and everything. That makes you entitled and a disgusting person.
That makes you, I'm gonna actually say it, this is an abusive relationship then. When he has to do all the work while you do nothing, that is, I would argue that is an abusive relationship, and you need to get out of there. For absolute certainty.
Who wants to take advantage of people. And then you try to gaslight them into thinking, oh, you're not really liberal if you won't serve me and support me in whatever I desire. Are you going to do the same thing for him? If not, then you're someone who probably shouldn't be in a relationship.
A lot of these women, I think, when they're asleep in their bed with their husband, right? And they hear something, some loud and bonking noise somewhere in the house, I'm absolutely certain they will not go look. They will wake up the husband, and their husband has to go look. Absolutely. When in same society, some will be better, some worse, so no equality. Equality is just not achievable, because nobody is the same. That's the great part, right? That's the amazing part with humans. We're technically all unique. No person will ever be like you. The chances are pretty low. Well, the chances are quite low. Because the amount of human that you could create is ridiculously high. Chat, it is a blessing to be alive.
You're an awful toxic person. It is the most toxic people that have the gall to call other people toxic for doing exactly what you desired. That was one of your desires, to be equal. Oh no, I don't mean in that. I want him to do everything and I don't want to lift a finger to do anything. Then go date someone who would rather do that. Why? I don't want to do anything for that person either. Okay. So what if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to do absolutely anything? Find a sugar daddy. Oh, I have to sleep with him? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so you just don't want to do anything whatsoever. Don't be in a relationship. It's really that simple. Good Lord, people annoy me sometimes, and you wonder why liberal men then avoid you as well as conservative men. Like, at least I find, like, from watching these TikToks, that the dudes on the right will still go for these women, which is wow. But the people on the left that they're looking for.
This is happening because men enjoy crazy women more. Men enjoy crazy women more. This is why this is happening. Mark my words.
Or avoid them like the plague, clearly, which is why we're seeing all these posts. And this is probably one of those reasons why. The one thing that a lot of people making these videos never do, they collectively all make the same kinds of posts, and they never, ever, I never hear the words, maybe I'm doing something wrong. If every single guy is avoiding me or I'm having such bad luck, yes, part of it could be the dating market and social media and stuff, but maybe it could also be you. Maybe it's the people that you're choosing. Maybe.
Yeah, but people can never consider that. It must be, in most parts, because we have such a victim culture. People don't see that, what's the word? People don't see that potentially it could be them.
It's where you live, where you choose to live. Maybe it's who you choose to lock onto, and the people that actually come that fit that exactly what you want, if that's the most important thing to you, you're not outwardly attracted to them. And then you just say, I don't know where they are. Hey, ma'am, I really like you. I'm super liberal. I will take care of you, everything. You're fat. Or you don't make enough money. It's like, okay, but you had what you said you wanted, what you said was the most important to you, and you got it. It's just that the guy didn't fit your objectivity status. Like, he wasn't supposedly hot enough for you. Got it. Human beings are hilarious.
Human beings are in fact hilarious. So what we know from this? What we take away from this? Liberal women do not like liberal men. They do not. They do not find them attractive. That's what I take away from this. They do not find them attractive. They probably know liberal men, but they don't want to date them. That's just what it is. And I think that if the first thing you ask somebody is where they stand politically when dating them or when wanting to date them, my advice is to everyone, man or woman, grab yourself, get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there immediately. They are politically brain rotted. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.